Hello everybody, it is July 3rd, 2018. It is 3:26 p.m. in the afternoon, and we are at episode 151. And this is about Trump getting punked. I like that title. I just like saying that, Trump punk. Punked? Trump. Trump doesn't punk anybody, but Trump gets punked. Backstory on this. I just like this idea, just thought it was kind of cool. Everybody knows that Trump is, he's a dotard, as Kim Jong-un called him. He's a fool, you know, he really believes some dumb stuff, but his greatest weakness might be his belief in himself, that he believes he's smart, that he's a great deal maker, and that he will pretty much sell the farm for magic beans, you know, if you give him a couple compliments. And world leaders know this. Xi Jinping has used this against them. Apparently Vladimir Putin has used it against them. And North Korea has now used it against them. The North Korea deal was just a bunch of nothing. It was just a commitment to commit someday, maybe. There was nothing to it. And as it turns out now, it looks like they are still ramping up their weapons technology and stuff. So Trump got fooled. He got played. He's stupid. Don't know if you know this yet. If you're a Trump supporter, you're in total denial about it. That's what I don't get about Trump supporters. You got this guy, he's a huge idiot, and you just profess everything to him. You're like, oh, he's a great leader. He's done more for us than Obama ever did, or even every president before that. Because he's so awesome. He has to be awesome because he tells us he's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, Trump's his best press agent, and he's not even good at that. Basically, Trump is the image of what dumb people think a smart person is. He's the image of what they think a billionaire is and stuff. Because, you know, he acts like he lives in a trailer park while living in the New York skyrise. So, and they put him in the White House for it. He's an idiot. He is so stupid, though, that he fell for a prank phone call. The question is, it starts with the White House switchboard and all that stuff, but somehow a comedian named John Melendez, he was a fixture on Howard Stern's show, which I never listened to, so I wasn't really that familiar with him. And then he worked for Jay Leno on The Tonight Show, which again was something I didn't watch because I really didn't like Jay Leno. I always thought Jay Leno was like the lame political cartoonist who did the safe cartoons. And that's how Jay Leno appeared to me, because he was just too safe. And not funny at all. Jay Leno was never funny. Not funny, not funny. He was just like, haha, amusing, what a funny observation. Yeah, he just wasn't very good. So I didn't watch Jay Leno. I know, a little side right there. So, but Melendez called the White House, pretending to be, don't get confused here, Bob Menendez, a United States Senator, Democrat from New Jersey. Menendez just went through this ethics trial and he beat it. He won. And there might be a retrial, but he won. And so this comedian calls and somehow gets a hold of Jared Kushner. He goes to the White House switchboard. He pretends he's an assistant to the United States Senator. And he gets Jared Kushner. Remember, Jared Kushner is like in charge of Mideast peace and our relationships with Mexico and like 1,000 other things. And he has no experience in government at all. What he's really experienced at is grifting as much as he can from the government to make more money for inviting people to the White House from foreign nations and asking them for loans for his family's business. And he's also good at just being a total stupid moron. Other people in the White House have talked about before about how stupid Jared is. And Ivanka's dumb too. But Jared got the phone call, and he got Trump to call the comedian. He goes by the name Stuttering John. He got Trump to call him from Air Force One. You know, I guess when he's not busy making memos that lies about Don Jr. meeting Russians in Trump Tower, he has time to call comedians who he thinks are United States senators. This guy is going to make 2 Supreme Court picks, and he shouldn't be allowed to pick his own nose. I mean, swear to God. But he calls the comedian, and he's all like, oh, let's talk about Supreme Court vacancies, and let's talk about immigration. And then he congratulated him on beating his ethics trial. And he probably wanted to know how he did it. Oh, how do you do it when you're guilty? How do you get away with it? If Trump is dumb enough to fall for that crap, and of course, you know, he congratulates the senator for beating an ethics trial, kind of like, you know, he congratulated Putin for winning a phony election. But But if he's dumb enough to fall for a comedian, I mean, it's no wonder that his lawyers don't want him to talk to Robert Mueller, because Robert Mueller is not a comedian. He's not doing things, he's not joking around, and he's going to eat Trump's lunch. But the other people who will eat Trump's lunch will be Vladimir Putin. And he's already doing Putin's bidding. He's already doing that all over it. He's all for that. And so, North Korea, they took advantage of him. They just played him. They got the respectability they crave. They got the photo ops. They got video of Trump saluting one of their generals. They just won out big time with that meeting, and we got nothing. And Trump got nothing except to say he's the first one to ever do it. I mean, as soon as the meeting was over, he was tweeting that the nuclear threat didn't exist anymore, despite the fact that they still have nuclear weapons, and they're still pointed at South Korea, Japan. So, Donald Trump is an idiot. I'm sure the people that watch this already know this. The other people who don't, who will never watch this, they haven't got the memo yet. Oh, well, they have gotten the memo. They just keep throwing it away, calling it fake news. Because Trump's a genius. He's smart. He's done more for America than anybody. The funny thing was, right after when I first tweeted this cartoon, right after I tweeted it, or right when I tweeted it, I tweeted it at Stuttering John, the comedian. And within minutes, he gave it a retweet. And I'm going to tell you now, Mr. John, Mr. Stutterer, I'm looking at this now, he has, how many people follow him? How many people follow him? He's got like 45,000 followers. Yeah, he does. And he got me 0 retweets. 45,000 followers and 0 retweets. And actually, that only has received 4 retweets, this cartoon, for the blog with all the hashtags. The one without hashtags, that's just a photo that my website sends out, has received 70 little heart thingies and 35 retweets. So that's pretty good. Or actually, that's just pretty good for me, because I'm not famous or anything, and nobody knows who I am. And I'm living in squalor. But not too bad. Website received over 1,000 shares today. Not 1,000, 100 shares today. I was lying there. But we're gonna go to the shout outs, and but I like this cartoon. I liked it. I just thought it was funny. I thought it was kind of like showing just how somebody's punked and how someone else, could laugh about it. Go, oh yeah, you think you punked them? Look what we got away with. What's that one? Okay, that's not good. Talking to myself here. Just ignore me. Alright, yesterday I told you guys to remind me to read the Pakistan letter. Speaking of nations in Asia. And I have decided I'm not going to do that. I'm lying, I'm going to do that. There it comes. Several of you reminded me, and I thank you for that. Okay, here's a letter. I got the letter first from WordPress, and at first I thought it was one of those fake ones, like you get a fake one from Amazon and saying, hey, take this poll, click this link. Ha ha! You've been pumped. But that's what I thought it was at first when I got this thing from WordPress. I was like, what? What? But then it had the actual cartoon, which was several years ago. Like I drew it in 2015. I drew the cartoon for the Independent in St. George, Utah. It was a commissioned cartoon. I used to draw a weekly cartoon for them, and then it kind of decreased and it just stopped because they were getting broker and broker. But they still subscribe to my cartoons, and they still pay the monthly rate. Anyway, I drew this cartoon for them. It was about, they had free speech restrictions at Dixie State University, which I know is just another issue. Why is a university in Utah called Dixie State? But anyway, they decided to release their rules against free speech on campus. So I did this cartoon because it happened around the same time as the Drama Muhammad contest here in the States. Sorry, I just had some spicy noodles. I'm like, ugh. So I did the cartoon, and it was like 2-panel, and it was okay cartoon. Had like the president of the university saying, we're going to end this policy against free speech. And then the next thing, there's a bunch of really weird radicals like a Klansman and Nazi and some redneck haters. And they're all saying, hey, we're here for the Draw Muhammad contest. Yeah, So the cartoon is not even that offensive or anything. It just says draw Muhammad. So we got this letter on WordPress. A Pakistan authority has demanded that we disable the following content on your WordPress.com site, and it gives me a link to the image of the cartoon. It says, unfortunately, we must comply to keep WordPress.com accessible for everyone in the region. As a result, we have disabled this content only for internet visitors originating from Pakistan. They want us to see a message explaining why the content was blocked. I want to see that message. I have not seen that message. It says visitors from outside of Pakistan are not affected. So the good thing is WordPress hasn't like punished my blog for pissing off Pakistan. But they are limiting it to Pakistan because WordPress is playing ball with Pakistan. WordPress, tell Pakistan if they don't like stuff on the internet, then they shouldn't have the internet, okay? It's like buying magazines, and you don't like what's in the magazine. Stop buying Cat Fancy, okay? They said, for your reference, we have included a copy of the complaint. No reply is necessary. Please let us know if you have any questions. I might have a few questions for them later, but I haven't replied yet. So this is the interesting part of the letter. Here's the Pakistan part. It says, begin complaint. Dear WordPress team. Here we go, folks. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. I am writing on behalf of Web Analysis Team of Pakistan Telecommunication Authority, PTA in parentheses, which has been designated for taking appropriate measures for regulating internet content in line with the prevailing laws of Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Islamic Republic of Pakistan is angry. I didn't say that part. I just did that. In lieu of above, it is highlighted that few of the web pages hosted on your platform are extremely blasphemous and are hurting the sentiments of many Muslims around Pakistan. The URLs mentioned are clearly in violation of Section 37 of Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act 2016 and Section 19 of the Constitution of Pakistan. I am very familiar with that. This act, Section 37. No, I'm not. All right. The below mentioned websites can be found on following URLs. It gives the URL. All right, this is the juicy part. Well, not so much juicy, it's just very humorous. It tickled me. Here we go. And notice I read a lot better than Donald Trump. It's because I'm literate. All right, you are requested to contribute towards maintaining peace and harmony in the world by discontinuation of hosting of these websites for viewership in Pakistan with immediate effect. I don't know what that means. All right. We will be happy to entertain any query if deemed necessary, and looking forward to your favorable response at your earliest regards. Actually, where was the part where it said the whole peace and harmony shit? Did I mention that? Yeah, there's something juicier in here. They sent in a link for bypassing internet restrictions. Let me show you. I thought I was going to read this, and then blasphemous part. Maybe just the blasphemous part. And later of it being highlighted that a few of the web pages hosting platform are extremely blasphemous and are hurting the sentiments of many Muslims around Pakistan. I thought there was something in there about peace and harmony. Did I just miss this? Maybe I am missing it. I can't find it. Well, I thought there was something in there. But it's breaking the laws of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. So that, I thought there was something juicier in there. Maybe I just remembered it being juicier. Sorry, folks. See, I'm just looking for that. So I guess just the whole blasphemous part. How is it blasphemous though? Just by saying the word Muhammad. I mean, seriously, that's some restrictive stuff. But the thing that I thought was interesting is that here we are with firing cartoonists. I mean, we have freedom of speech. We don't do this in our country. But now newspaper editors are like, but we need to get rid of the cartoonist because he might upset the president or the president's supporters. Because, they might find it extremely blasphemous. So, screw those people. Here's your shout outs. Robert Coutinho told me to read the letter. And also thanks for athletes. Probably not over, but sorry, Robert. We're running out of time here. Nikenta Strom is glad that Arrow remember to remind me that she reminded me like in the video. And she's showing stuff from Costa Rica. And Ariel says I pronounced something correctly, but I don't remember what that word was. And she reminded me to read the letter. So letter wasn't really that juicy. I was remembering it as being a little bit better and juicier and stuff like that. So as you can see, I drew some of these people, like, again, like the generals on the top right. I thought they were too big the first time, so I had to bring them back down to size. And they were just out of proportion. The guy on the left, the scientist, his head was just way too big, so I had to just do it all over again. I should have said all that stuff while that part of the video was playing. But I was thinking about the Pakistan thing, and I was telling you the story about Stuttering John. And Stuttering John retweeting me, which was, I thought it was going to be really, really cool. I thought it was going to blow up, but it didn't do nothing. Didn't do nothing. I mean, this guy can fool the President of the United States, and nobody retweets his tweets. Come on. Come on, man. So, anyway. I don't know how to draw electronic stuff or innards to things. So, I just make it up. And that's how they all look to me. It's just really, really confusing. If I ever had to undo a bomb, and they said, if you had to cut the green wire or whatever, and it looked like something like that, we'd all blow up. We would all be dead. It'd be all kablooey. Yep. So, anyway, here's your cartoon, folks. It is done. I don't know what I'm going to do tonight, but tomorrow's the 4th of July, and that means we're going to take tomorrow off. Well, you are. I'm not. I'm going to be working again. You'll get another video, and you get another cartoon tomorrow, or tonight, or something like that. I don't know. A new cartoon's coming. Click like, say something, comment, share on social media, and what's that other thing? Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will see all you crazies tomorrow, and I hope you have a great 4th of July, which I'll say again tomorrow.